So this is really just to make sure we get everything accurate. So the first part of the exercise, we're basically going to be talking about, strengths, opportunities, challenges. So the first part of the exercise is to look at our study area and then talk about and help us identify what places you like, what you find to be valuable about the study area, what you want to make sure is preserved, any ideas you have about, historic resources or transportation that's good, or anything else you want to tell us about. And you can include the surrounding neighborhoods as well. So you mentioned Ironbound, so you can also talk about kind of the nearby areas as well. Would you like to start, Sid?
Sure. I guess I'm the only one who's...
Since you may or may not be our only participant, you're going to get to talk a lot.
I do think the Oak Island rail yard is something that needs to be, that is valuable.
So it's Oak Island, and forgive me, I haven't been involved in the project yet, so I might get some of the terminology.
It's the big rail yard, okay. Right underneath the word Doremus in the center. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So like right around here?
Yep.
Okay. I'm just going to put a little arrow. This is also my first time using this fancy little Jamboard. So I rotate this guy. Okay. And so what do you like? What is that? What would you say would be the particular thing about it?
I think it helps improve freight mobility and provides jobs. Sorry, I actually work in transportation engineering and planning, so I might be a little,
okay.
on this.
So you're not going to be our typical participant. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's see. Kevin or August, are you guys here? Don't think that they are. And if for some reason you're not able to speak, then you can always put something in the chat as well, and we'll make sure we see that. Okay. All right, so back to you, Sid. What else did you, since you're a neighbor and an employee, what other, I'm sure you've got a lot of ideas about what are the strengths and assets in the area. Are there others?
Repeat that? My internet connection went funky for a second.
Oh, I just said from your position as a resident, what do you think is another asset that we should make sure that we highlight when talking about what you like or what is valuable?
I think the Ironbound Park area, that's that triangular park area that is at the corner of St. Charles and Rome Street. Okay. So right above the Route 9, Route 1.
Yeah, like right here?
Yep. I'm not quite sure what the official name of it is. I guess Ironbound Stadium, maybe. Okay. But I think it needs improvement.
Needs improvement, okay.
Yeah.
But it is an asset though, I would imagine, right?
It has potential.
Has potential, okay.
Yeah.
Hello?
Hello, is that August?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, are you able to see, this is Nancy O'Neill from WRT. Are you able to see the screen at all?
I believe so.
Oh, great. Thanks for joining us. So we're just getting started. Do you have any thoughts on, or anything you want to make note of on the map that you think is, that you really like about the area, or you consider to be particularly valuable that we want to make sure is highlighted?
Well, I just got my IT guy to come up here and help me with the screen, and I guess I missed the opening on this. The purpose of which you're looking for what again?
Okay, so yeah, if you missed the earlier presentation, it is recorded, and it'll be
Oh,
online.
he just missed, I think.
No,
he
I just missed this.
just a couple of minutes.
Oh, this part, sorry. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, so this is just a quick mapping exercise to talk about, we're going to go through several maps. So we'll talk about strengths.
Sure.
We'll talk about things you don't like. We'll talk about areas that need improvement, and we'll talk about areas of opportunity. So it's sort of like a SWOT analysis. So we're on the first one, which is just talking about areas that you like or things that you want to preserve or that you find valuable. And I am, just so you know, making notes on this map, which will all be recorded and saved. And then you'll also have the opportunity to do this online as well if you want, separately.
Mhm.
So are you a resident or a neighbor? Yeah, resident.
We're Port Marine Terminal Operations here in Port Newark, an auto marine terminal operator.
Okay.
And you know, our focus, again, as we submitted our some of the responses, was with the use of the waterway and the you know, the valuable asset that the property holds in its coastline. Development, berth area, string pieces, interrelated related use to do in essence perhaps receiving cargo and trade that may not be there may not be room at the port for. So it would be a logistics facilitator to the port and its expanding growth. At the same time, yes, the access to the area, the berth uses along the berth line is of importance, at least my perspective.
Okay. So I'm going to note that here. And then I think that's also something you can talk about under opportunities.
Sure.
Okay, should we, Sid, do you have anything else to add or do you want to move on to the next one?
Yeah, move
I'm
on.
fine with moving on to the next one.
Okay. All right, so if you're thinking about things that you don't like, areas that need to be improved, and you can be specific, you know, in particular areas, and I'll try to find them. You can correct me. So what, you know, and this is our study area in the yellow, but, you know, you feel free to talk about adjoining areas as well. Sid, why don't you, or
I'll start.
Okay, Sid.
The intersection of Route 1 and 9 with Wilson Avenue.
Route 1 and 9 with Wilson. Okay, and what is the, so is that all the way up here?
Yeah. No, it's close to, if you see the Wilson,
Yeah.
yeah, it's close to about there.
Oh, I see it. Okay, here, I'm just gonna put a little arrow there. So somewhere like Wilson and, oh, I got it. Oops, I just messed up my, here we go. This area, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and what are the particular issues that you think need to be resolved?
The exit there.
Okay, it's unsafe or it's,
Yeah, it feels unsafe and
for
too
vehicles?
busy.
Yeah, I mean, just mostly for, is there any
From
other?
vehicles, I don't think there's much pedestrian traffic.
Yeah,
Because it's that unsafe.
it would be unsafe, yeah.
Yeah.
Are there any other modes like trying to get through, or is it really just vehicle traffic right there?
Really the truck traffic, I guess.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm looking at Google Maps. I think the intersection I'm thinking of is actually Delancey, not Wilson. Sorry.
Okay,
Yeah, it's in that area though, so that's fine.
okay, I'll just make that note. So Delancey.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's make my note really small. Okay, August, did you have any thoughts on areas that you don't like? And the question was specific to health, mobility, and sustainability, where those things are compromised or that safety could be a concern.
Well, to the point that was just made, we observe a lot of traffic moving into through that area, just for the purposes of avoiding the turnpike and maybe a toll. So truck traffic that's not going to the district purposefully should be the design of the road system should not be conducive to this through traffic that has no purpose other than to drive through the area to get past it. And then Doremus Avenue is very much a conduit between exits 14 and 15, and again to extend back on exit the Doremus Avenue and get onto Raymond Boulevard and points beyond. Again, the purpose, I think the most valuable asset there is the breadth of property between the berth, between the coastline there, and into the first street, Doremus Avenue, perhaps directed purposefully or reconfigured so that the traffic that goes into that area is for the area. It's bringing in or taking commerce and product purposefully, and not.
So you're saying you'd like to see limited access other than for the employers that are there.
Through traffic.
Limited access, yeah.
That'll be safety, environment, and it'll impact all those elements.
Okay. And is that on, sorry for this question, is that on Route 9 and 1?
No, Doremus Avenue. In other words, the exit is coming into the port on Port Street at 14, driving down Port Street, and then at the southernmost edge of Doremus Avenue, in the turning left and heading north on Doremus for the purpose of just going through that district area to continue on to other parts of the state or the county.
Okay.
So would you say it's pretty much the entire length of Doremus from the southern end of the district all the way to where it moves up near the word East Ferry?
I would say so.
Does that help you, Nancy?
It does, yeah. It does. And like I said, we're recording this, so Claudia can go back and revise this as well. Okay. Any other places that you think are major issues that you don't like and need attention within the study area? Like what about up here in East Ferry? Is that anything that we should comment on?
I would say the area of that loop area that I was just talking about, where Doremus and Raymond Boulevard meet the turnpike.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
right
like
where
this area?
Yeah.
Okay. This little pen tool is tricky. Glad I have my mouse at least. Okay. Let's move on to, if that's okay, areas. Well, we sort of already talked about this in the last one, but are there other areas or places that need improvement? Which I think really could be combined with that you don't like. But if there's anything you haven't already said, there's an area that needs improvement, I can add that here.
I was saying I work in transportation engineering and planning,
Right.
and I have access to data where I've noticed that there's a good number of motor vehicle crashes at the intersection of Doremus and Port Street.
Okay. And Port Street?
Yep.
And that would be safety improvements at that intersection?
I'm sorry?
Or you think that would be like safety improvements at the intersection, or?
Yes, I would say so. And that is located at the far southern end of Doremus.
Right.
Yep, right there.
All right, great. Okay, this is great. Anything else on challenges or areas that need improvement? Are there other, so as far as like getting into, are there other gateways as far as getting into the area that are challenging? I mean, I think we talked a little bit about the area around Wilson. Like, what about down here, like south and this Chestnut Street? Is that anything that we should focus on, or up here in the north side?
I would put a box at that area around Chestnut and South. It's very hard to navigate, I would say, especially with all the truck traffic.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, what is, yeah, I'm sure there's places where it's difficult to get around if you're not familiar with the area. Is that something you think that should be addressed through this plan?
Sure.
Okay, I see Amy, you joined. Are we running out of time?
Nope, I'm just kind of going through to make sure things are running smoothly. We have about 8 minutes left.
Okay, good. Well, we are right now moving on to the final one. So we can talk now about identify places or areas of opportunity, which I think August you started to talk about as far as the, you know, the waterfront or the waterway as an area of opportunity.
Yes.
And do you want to just reiterate that as far as, is it like for industrial purposes specifically, or do you see it as a broader than that?
There is cargo that that may not come to this port because of, you know, the use or the land masses that are currently utilized. You know, it was something not too long ago. I think the governors were contemplating, you know, everything from not windmill, but the wind energy manufacturing, you know, on the water side for assembly, you know, something which you know would be a you know, coastal access point along Doremus Avenue, barge services, related cargo handling, everything from bulk cargo to maybe light manufacturing along the waterfront, but related to the valuable asset, and that is the coastline that runs along the Doremus Avenue. So again, the port as well can supply businesses and secondary and tertiary handlers of cargo to that area in different ways, which can expand the commerce overall in this area, and especially to the benefit of the city of Newark. So.
Okay.
Do
got
you
it.
mind me asking, August, you were using the word coastline. Do you mean shoreline?
Sure.
Or do you mean coastline as in the North
No,
Jersey coastline?
the Doremus Avenue
The shore.
shoreline. Yeah.
Okay.
That there were former berths there. There were bulkheaded areas that were reused for in its former day for water transportation and cargo receiving.
Okay, yeah, that's great. Sid, do you want to do you want to add anything?
I'm thinking since August was talking about the historical uses, I know there used to be a shipyard right about where you just placed.
Oh, so lucky. Puts a former shipyard there.
So maybe there can be a new shipyard. I mean, that's an opportunity.
Right.
Is there any, sorry, this is Keiko. I couldn't help myself to ask this question. Is there any, public space opportunity to more like a social benefit to utilize the water edge, or this is not exactly the area to actually think about to the social public open space along the water, or any of the kind of spot within this exercise area?
Yeah.
I think this area has been too developed to go backward to return it to nature.
Is the character different up here on this north side?
That's where there's an infamous Superfund site,
Got it.
See.
the Agent Orange Superfund site.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna note that up there. Okay. All right, well, is there any other points that either of you would like to make?
I know there's always talk in the areas of Twitter that I seem to be in about expanding light rail across from Jersey City into downtown Newark.
Mm-hmm.
The former rail line that's kind of been built over.
So that could be something to look into.
So you see at the edge of the map, right near the words text box, there's that yellow line.
Uh-huh.
If you draw a line all the way from there to the City Hall label, that's the former rail line.
Oh, okay. That's pretty interesting. Oh, can I make my box flip? All right, it looks like our room is about to close. So I'll make sure I get that point down, and I will make sure I save the recording correctly. So I just want to thank you guys for sticking around to the end. I know it's a evening meeting, so they're, you know, at least you're in your own homes, I guess. That helps sometimes. So this was really good. I think I got some great feedback, and then we'll share that and see how it all comes together. And then, like I said, there'll be opportunities to add your own other thoughts or encourage your friends and colleagues to add their ideas online as well. We'll have the
Will there
same
be
exercise.
there will be more sessions of this mapping exercise, correct?
Yeah, I don't think we're going to do, as far as I know, I don't think it's another like joint session like this, but it is
Okay.
online. The same exact exercise will be online, so you can do it that way.
Okay, thanks.
Well, but for multiple things, I guess.
We're all back now.
I would imagine this project is somehow linked to the Port Authority's 2050 project,
I see. Okay.
because it looks like they're heading into the Newark direction.
Right. Okay. That would make
And
sense.
there is a presentation tomorrow by the Port Authority at 10 a.m.
Can someone put that in the chat? Or
Let me see if I can find the link they sent me.
yeah, that'd be great. Appreciate that.
I do want to mention that in this group, we do have Kristen Figaro, who is a representative from the Port Authority.
Oh, we do have now everyone back in here in the main room, so welcome back. I want to make sure right now, does everyone can see my screen, which is with the board? Zoe, I'm going to ask you to reply or say yes or no.
Yes, I can see your screen.
Okay. So since we, Amy, how many groups do we have?
We had 7 groups.
7 groups. So I'm not going to go over the one that we have in here, because if people were watching at home, they could see our